Caleb, what is the game plan?
Get outside and see deer.
He speaks the truth. So today I'm not going to consider this a throwout day, but it's definitely a day where we're going to keep on scouting for deer. We're going to look at another public that we looked at, or next to the one we looked at last night, and then we might go and hit some national grassland and see if we can glass up a mule deer and put a stock on some mule deer. Other than that, really don't have anything else past that. Right, Caleb?
Besides tonight.
We're
going to go sit on that state land tonight before dark. But
yep.
Midday, we probably are not going to have any plans unless we get into some stocks on that grassland. That'll take all day.
Yep. With any luck, we will be stalking mule deer. Good morning, everyone. Day 2 of the South Dakota trip. Right now I'm looking out over this beautiful basin. Public land not too far away from the hotel. Caleb is on a different knob over there. Looking out, trying to cover a bit more ground. It's real cold this morning. It's 30 degrees. But we're going to take a look over this basin and see if we can try and glass up some deer moving from food to bed. That was a nice buck. I went to go and get the spot in front of the truck and I saw him and I was like, oh shit, I better go get my stuff. Went back there and he was taking off. I don't know why, if he saw me or if he saw Caleb or something. This is a good spot. We've got some mule deer does over here. Got another group of mule deer does over there. And there was a pretty nice whitetail buck. I was going to get the spotting scope because Caleb saw another buck on the other side and all I saw was antlers. This is a good spot. Caleb, we found one. Suffice to say, this is our spot. So many ridges and trees and stuff. We spotted the buck that Caleb missed. Or I shouldn't say missed, that he kind of spooked. And there's a group of mule deer over here. There's like 5 or 6 of them. One of them's a big buck. Yeah. That's terrible. Have to take your word for it. It's a nice buck. Caleb, take a guess. How far away are those mule deer? Yeah.
1,200 yards.
Yeah.
Maybe like 1,000, not 1,200.
Sign this guy up to be a sniper. 1,027.
Oh my god, I was fucking almost dead on.
I split up. We're on either ends of the public that we're hunting, and he's still getting a lot of activity over on his end where we saw the vast majority of the deer. I saw a spike way over here, across from one public to the other. Now he's only probably about 300-400 yards away from me. The spot's cool. Lots of animals. Lots of deer. We heard a coyote. Lots of songbirds. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. So how was the morning, Caleb?
I don't know. Uplifting, that's for sure, but...
Yep. What do you think?
Let you explain what happened.
So we're glassing. Well, we get there and we're like, man, this thing is huge. It's a bowl. And so I'm like, hey, let's split up. You go on that knob, I'll go over here, and let's kind of see some different parts of this property. And Caleb was like, yep, sounds like a plan. So we split up, and I'm not seeing much. And then Caleb starts texting me, deer in the center, whitetail. Looking, okay. Deer up top, north. All right. Then he texts me, buck, over to the way to the left. And I look, there's a buck. And he's like, man, I wish you had a spotting scope so I could figure out how big it is. I'm like, well, go get it. And he goes, I don't want to miss this buck. Okay, so I'll go get it. So I get up and I'm walking to the truck and it's locked. So I'm like, oh, Caleb, unlock the door. How about now? Still locked. So he's like, ugh. Well, in that moment, there is an 8-point buck, nice whitetail buck, 30 yards away from me. 35, 40 yards away from me, on a ridge, right behind Caleb. And I'm like, crap. And I don't have my bow. And I'm texting him, there's a buck behind you, there's a buck behind you. And Caleb has no idea what's going on because he gets my text as he's unlocking the door at his truck. So that deer eventually spooks and moves on. But that spot has a lot of deer on it. A lot of deer. Big mule deer buck, small mule deer bucks, a lot of mule deer does, and 2 shooter whitetail bucks, a forker, a spike, and Lord knows how many whitetail does. Caleb, when we split up a second time, how many does did you see?
If I had to guess, I would probably say 20.
Just all over the place.
Yeah. 20 whitetail does and 7 mule deer does, I think.
And how many bucks?
Just the one spike after we split up the second time.
Yeah, there seems to be an abundance of does, but that's okay. It's a good spot. We're going to get something to eat, and then we're probably going to head back there, and we're going to make up a game plan as we're eating. But, yeah, so far, opening morning has been very productive, in my opinion. Hopefully by the time we get back there, we'll have an idea if we're going to be splitting up, if we're going to be trying to kill that big mule deer buck, or if we're going to split up, because there's corn on there, and I could sit down next to the evergreens and try and kill one as they're in the corn. Or I brought my tree saddle, so I could also probably go up a tree where they're close to where they're bedded down, and hopefully they move up to the corn. I can stick one with the bow. We will see. Good afternoon, everyone. I am all set up. I am set up on the first spot that we scouted on Thursday. We decided to do this spot this evening because the wind was in the right direction. Now, I feel a little stupid. So the idea was I was going to sit kind of in those trees over there, but I forgot my tree saddle. Very stupid on my part. Very stupid. We brought it for one reason. This is it. And I forgot to bring it. So that was stupid on my part. So that was the first thing. Second stupid thing was I trounced all throughout those trees. And I'm pretty sure that there was a pretty big deer trail in there. So I scented up that whole location. And I'm set up 35 yards from the parking area. Now, that goes against what everyone tells you about public land hunting. You want to be like 15 miles in a cattail slough or something like that. But we saw a bunch of deer in this opening. Right in here. There's water down there, and there's alfalfa behind me. And I mean, I just got set up, everything's on the ground, but I saw a spike running as fast as it possibly can all the way across a sage flat yards away from the parking area. Good backdrop. 35 yard shot for the most part. And the wind should be right in my face. We will see how tonight goes. Get a load of this. One of the neighbors across the street let the dog out. At least he's friendly. Unfortunately, him hanging around me is gonna scare all the deer away. At least I hope not. So, it's about how my evening sit is gone. Saw a doe 235 yards away from here.